Hey guys, welcome to my cooking channel. Welcome to Carolyn's Kitchen. Today I am going to be baking some holiday cookies and pairing them with some delicious wines. So you guys, I am not an expert baker. I'm really not very good at all. I'm more of a cooker. But I'm going to attempt to make 3 different cookie recipes. These are cookies that I love to eat during the holidays, and then we're going to pair them with 3 different wines. So come into my kitchen and let's start baking. Okay, so the first recipe that we are going to make is the classic sugar cookie. I'm going to be sharing with you guys the full recipes on a link, and then down below. These are not my own recipes because, like I said, I'm not a baker, so I will share with you guys the ones that I use. But to start off with our sugar cookie, you are going to mix together 2 1/4 cups flour, a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So whisk that together in a medium-sized bowl. And then in a larger bowl, we have 3/4 cup of room temperature butter, and then we have 3/4 cup of granulated sugar. And now I'm going to go ahead and beat this with a mixer. Okay, so we've got it all beat up, and now we're going to add our 1 large egg, doing 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Okay. And now we are going to beat this on high for 1 minute. There. Okay, it is all beat up. We are going to, let me just tilt this down, add our dry mixture to the wet mixture. Mix on low until combined. So now that we beat our mixture up, this is the dough, and we are going to be rolling it out. So I have 2 pieces of parchment paper, and actually I'm just going to kind of see how sticky it is right now. If it's pretty sticky, you guys can add more flour, like a tablespoon of flour if you need to. This feels okay. So we are going to kind of dust a little bit of flour, kind of break this up like that. Doesn't need to be exact. Okay. And now you're really gonna want to put a lot of flour on your rolling pin. And actually, fun fact, if you guys don't have one of these rollers, I've seen people use wine bottles, so that's a really good little hack because I know not all of us have these. I actually just bought this one, but I'm just gonna keep kind of adding some flour to this if it gets sticky, and rolling it out to be about 1/4 inch to place them. I'm gonna place this one on top, like that. And we are going to put these in the fridge for 1 to 2 hours, and then we're going to make our shapes and bake them. So this will be sitting in the fridge while we move on to our next recipe. So the next recipe that we're going to be making is coconut macaroon cookies. These are gonna be super easy, not too many ingredients, but the first thing that you're going to want to do is preheat your oven to 325. And then also line 2 baking sheets with parchment paper. Like that, not wax paper, parchment paper. We are going to start by pouring our 14-ounce bag of sweetened coconut flakes into a big bowl. And then we are going to be adding our sweetened condensed milk. This is going to be 7/8 of a cup that we are going to add to this. It's about half of this jar can. Yeah, I'm not measuring. Wish me luck. Wish me luck. I hope that it tastes good. Ooh. See, this is why I'm not like, I don't consider myself a baker, because I just like to throw things in. I don't like to measure things at all. So that's why sometimes my recipes when I'm baking don't turn out, but okay. This one's not like, I don't think as exact. In the coconut and sweetened condensed milk mixture, you are going to want to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Do not forget that. That was my bad. And then make sure you mix it all together. And then we will beat our egg whites. With this, just added the vanilla. I'm gonna give it a good little mixy. So I have my coconut, condensed milk, vanilla, all mixed together, and now I'm adding 2 large egg whites. You guys, oh my gosh, of course I just got so many shells in there. I've got the 2 egg whites in our bowl. I'm adding 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and now we are going to beat this with an electric mixture, and it should look nice and frothy once you're done with it. I've got my egg whites all mixed up, and now we're gonna use a spatula to fold into our little coconut mixture. These cookies, you can add chocolate to them, like drizzle chocolate on top, which I probably will do to some of them, but for our pairing purposes, I'm just going to leave them plain. But now what we're going to do is we're going to scoop them up into little balls and put them on our baking sheets, and then we will bake them for 23 to 25 minutes. All right. They are all ready to go in the oven. Okay guys, timer is going off for our macaroon cookies. Turned out. Oh my gosh, they look so yummy. Okay, that one looks a little more. Look at this. Some toasted coconut, and oh my gosh, they look so good. So I am going to let these cool. Oopsies. Gonna let these cool, and then we're going to start our 3rd and last cookie. We are on to our last cookie recipe, and this one is going to be even easier than the last one because there's going to be no baking involved. We're just going to be using the stovetop. So these are called, in my family, we call them ranch cookies. I know some people call them like thumbprint cookies, but they're no baking, so that's super nice. What you are going to need, the very first step is to make sure you guys unravel some Hershey Kisses. So I did about 30, that's what this recipe calls for. So just make sure that you have those on hand and ready, and then also set up a little area with some parchment paper, because this is where we're going to be placing the cookies. And the thing about this recipe is you kind of have to act fast, because the second that the mix comes off of the stovetop, you are going to want to place them on here right away and then put your chocolate in right away so that it melts. So I'm actually gonna have Mo come and help me, but we are going to get started with, on the stovetop, you're going to need your 1 cup brown sugar and 1 cup of corn syrup, because we're very healthy right now. And then we will add, once we bring that to a boil, we will add in our 1.5 cups of peanut butter. Over the heat right now, we are going to wait until this boils. So now you guys can see it's boiling. We're gonna add our 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Mix it up. And we are going to remove it from the heat and add our peanut butter. So Mo's here, he's helping me. So we just added the peanut butter and vanilla. We're gonna add in the Rice Krispies. As you can see, I'm quickly just mixing these all together in the mixture. And then I'm going to start laying them out on this parchment paper and we'll start assembling. Scooping it onto our parchment paper. Oops. And then Mo, as I go, he's going to put the little Hershey Kisses right in the middle. He's over there eating the chocolate. Okay, so we put them all in. And now we are going to grab a spoon. And what I like to do is use the tip of the spoon and you just kind of poke them in and swirl it, the ones that are melted, to make it look cute. So some of these still need to melt a little bit, but Mo's cleaning up my mess that I made because I make a lot of messes when I bake. It's just what I do. And then you guys can also kind of like go around and as they're drying and firming, you can kind of make a cuter, rounder shape out of them. But that is basically it for those. We're pretty much done. Okay guys, so it's been about an hour and a half since I put the sugar cookie dough in the fridge and I just took it out and it looks really good. It's nice and firm. And now I'm going to use some of these cute little cookie cutters to make the cookies. What you're gonna wanna do is set your oven to 350. So let that preheat and we'll end up baking the cookies for 11 minutes. Do a Christmas tree. Ugh. Okay. Mo, do you want to do one?
Flo might want to do one. Flo, you want to do one?
Ooh! Look at how good this looks, you guys. Wait. Did I do this too thick? No, that looks perfect. Oh my gosh! I've never made sugar cookies before. I'm like so excited. Look at it. Okay, so we're just going to
I want to do one.
repeat this. Yes, you do one. Yeah, do it close to it. So we're gonna repeat this with all of our dough and then we'll put them in the oven.
Gingerbread man.
Yay! While our sugar cookies are baking in the oven, we are going to be making the icing that we're gonna put on top. So this is supposed to be an easy recipe for icing. It's only 3 ingredients. So I put 4 cups of powdered sugar, 3 tablespoons of this meringue powder in there, and then I'm gonna start off with about half a cup of water. I'm gonna use the electric mixer and we'll see what kind of consistency we get. If it's not really the right consistency, we can add more water or more sugar, just depending on what it's like. So try it out. So just finished mixing. I actually added a little bit more powdered sugar than I started with, but now it's this really nice consistency, and I think it's gonna be perfect. We are finally done. I took the sugar cookies out of the oven, I put icing on them, and they actually turned out so cute. I only did 2 right now because I'm running out of time, but I'm gonna do more later. But haven't tasted anything yet, so I'm waiting to taste them with the wine that I have. So our very first pairing, we're gonna start with our sugar cookies we made, pairing it with a Blanc de Blanc. Another good pairing that could go with this is like a Prosecco, really any kind of just like light sparkling, but I chose a Blanc de Blanc. This one is Charles de Fer. It was a pretty reasonable price, so I figured why not, let's try it. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am like a total mess. Okay, whatever, it's fine. I think I'm gonna go for my little snowflake. So this wine is done in the traditional method, but I'm getting a lot more like fruity notes, so like some apple and pear on this, rather than those yeast flavors. I'm not really getting a lot of those. Good. It's really good. I'm so proud of myself, you guys. Oh my gosh, so good. It complements it perfectly. They both have a slight, I mean, this one's a brut, but when you pair it with something a little bit sweeter, it really matches nicely. It goes down so well. The bubbles kind of take that sweetness and just make it smooth. I love it. I think that this pairing is so good. We've got sugar cookies and bubbles. So yummy. Next, we have our little macaroons that we made. Here, I'll just show you my plate. Really pumped to try this. And we are pairing our coconut macaroons with a Sonoma County Chardonnay. So the reason why I'm doing this pairing is because this Chardonnay in particular, this is a Buena Vista Chardonnay from Sonoma County. It's a 2018. So this particular one was done in a bit of oak. So typically when you have a Chardonnay that is done in oak and has some malolactic fermentation going on, you are gonna get a little bit of toasted coconut on the nose and palate. So I'm kind of excited to see what happens with this pairing. I do have a little bit of that toast on the nose. Definitely some like golden apple. But yeah, a little bit of brioche bread, those yeasty flavors, maybe a little bit of that toasted coconut. So on the nose it wasn't as pronounced, but on the palate, I'm getting a lot more of that secondary, that flavor from the oak aging. You guys, I did it! 2 out of 3. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. This is something that I could definitely see myself enjoying. So I would go, if you guys make these macaroons, I would say a Chardonnay from Sonoma or Napa would be a really good pairing. The toasted coconut flavor comes out in the wine after you take a bite of the cookie. It's so good. It's just kind of like the equal amount of heaviness, because this, we put that like sweetened condensed milk in there, which makes it a little heavier, a little sweeter. And then these Chardonnays typically tend to be a little bit heavier when they're done with malolactic and oak. So delicious. Love this pairing. Ah, yay. Okay. Last but not least, we have our ranch cookies or our peanut butter chocolate no-bake cookies. You guys, can we just take a moment? Like, this looks so good. We are going to be pairing this one with a port, because typically I do like to pair things sweet with sweet. So this one with that peanut butter, brown sugar, chocolate, and we have milk chocolate in here. So I figured let's go for a ruby port. This one is called the Sandman. This was only like 20 bucks. I've never tried it before, but I figured let's give it a shot. So yeah, we're gonna try it out. I would say if you guys are having chocolate or some kind of rich dessert like that that's gonna be sweet, a ruby port is gonna be a really good pairing. So let's try this out. Ooh, that's nice. Port to me, sometimes the first sip I have, I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is strong. So this one is 20% ABV. Ooh, it's got a lot going on though. We've got like definitely some cocoa, dark red fruits, dark cherry, maybe some caramel and spice. Definitely those dried fruits. So like dried fig, dried cranberry, dried raspberry. Wow, the nose is awesome as I start to swirl in and it opens up a little more. Okay, let's take a bite of this cookie. Oh my gosh, you guys. Yep. You know what though? That was good, but I only had a bite of the peanut butter, so I think I need to get into the chocolate. Do a bite of the chocolate and try it. Because that's like the really rich part, is that milk chocolate in the middle. Okay. That's really good. 3 for 3, you guys. This was so fun and so good. Seriously, you cannot go wrong with any of these pairings. Also, if I can bake these cookies, so can you. I will definitely be posting the full recipes so that you guys can take a look at those. If you want to make any of these, share with me what kind of holiday or Christmas cookies you guys make during the season, because there's so many other ones out there and there's so many other wines that you could pair with them. So I really look forward to seeing what you guys make and what you guys pair with it. But that is all for now. Thank you guys so much for watching and happy holidays. Cheers.